Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vlogmas day number 18. I know this one's gonna be a little bit weird just because some people are not into like religious tone. Some people are just here probably for the title of the video. So I will pop a timestamp right here if you just are interested in the testimony. And then once the testimony starts, I'll pop a timestamp if you want to skip through it. I just thought it would be a fun story time for you guys. I'm in the mood to chat. And clearly I'm starting the vlog with no other clips besides just me chatting. But I just saw a comment on my video today that sounded like a really good idea. She was like, you should go through your sponsorships of the year and then see which like were the notable ones that were like ones that you really enjoyed. I always do sponsors that make the most sense. Like I would never request a bad company. I would do my research. I try my hardest to like promote really good companies, but there's like notable sponsorships. So I thought I would go through my sponsorships of the year and just say and give a shout out to the people that I think were like not the best in terms of like communication, but just overall good brand. I would like buy it myself over and over again kind of thing. So Ana Luisa, hands down. I'm just gonna go down the roster here. Ana Luisa, I love. It's like their jewelry is amazing. I'm always wearing Ana Luisa. I'm pretty sure I like every single one of their pieces. There's not one piece I probably don't like. Super trendy. One of my favorite sponsors. I would do it for free next time. I literally buy and like promote them all the time on my channel, like whether they're sponsored or not. I'm just super thankful that they sponsor me, and I'm glad that they sponsored me because I didn't know them before they reached out, and I'm so thankful because I know where to get my jewelry now. So love Ana Luisa. They're always amazing. I'll pop all these people down below too with all the codes if you're interested. Built Bar. You know I love a good Built Bar. It has become part of my daily routine. They're so good. They're easy, quick snacks, and they taste like you're eating a candy bar, but you're eating like protein. They're amazing. I love that also they have all new flavors all the time. It makes it really fun and exciting. It's kind of like an espresso, like when you get like the holiday ones. I'm like low-key mad at them that they didn't tell me they had an eggnog one. I want to try the eggnog one. But they're fun and they're really good and they're clean. Love a good Built Bar. Green Chef. I like all like cooking services and stuff, but Green Chef's my favorite just because they're like more organic, I would say, and they're higher quality stuff. And I feel like I can actually cook with Green Chef because I can't cook. And when I actually take a time and like cook, it makes it very easy because it's so easy to like understand. And I thoroughly enjoy Green Chef. I really do. That's a great one. BetterHelp, you know, anything to do with mental health for sure. BetterHelp is basically like an online therapy option for people who can't. Therapy is so weird. Like you have to find a therapist. It's expensive. It's like you have to plan around it. BetterHelp is really nice because it's all online. They have like, I think you have 24/7 access to somebody all the time. They have better payment plans. I think you pay monthly instead of like per session, which is also really cool. Love BetterHelp. I think they're doing amazing things, not only for like people who need therapists, but also for therapists to have some sort of better option to match with proper clients in a great way. I don't know, I love BetterHelp. Grey Goose, oh my gosh, they're like my favorite. Yeah, hands down, I was drinking Grey Goose before they even sponsored me. That was just like a really cool opportunity. They had promoted their like summer cocktails or summer vodkas, and there's like rosemary, and I think there's like a peach one. Like I still have them to this day. I see them all the time at the bars and I'll like go to it. Like they're just so good. Oh my gosh. Hands down, one of my favorites. Naywai. So Naywai is I would say like, it's like a clothing line, but they have like bras and stuff, and they have those seamless bras, the seamless one that I always talk about. It's so comfortable. It feels like you're not even wearing a bra. It's a one size fits all. I've had people of all different shapes try on the bra and it fits them perfectly. It makes your boobs look really amazing. And I love that it's seamless. They just have really nice like bras and for all different types of shapes, and they're really comfortable. Like I've never felt a more comfortable bra than them. I love them. And they have also clothing. Like I have a PJ set from them. It's so comfortable. Bright Cellars, that's a wine subscription service, and it's so fun. Like you get new wines and can taste them, and you get like a little card, and you can make like a little date night with yourself or with somebody every time and like try out the different wines. It's just a really cool thing. Delivered straight to your door. Like it's a good company. I think the concept is so much fun. It like is geared towards what you like, which is even more fun. It's not like, oh, here's a box, everyone's getting it. It's like you take the quiz, you get the wines that they think that you'll like, you get the little cards, and then every box you get more and more educated on wine, which is really fun. EcoVax, my vacuum, it's like a robot vacuum. It's really freaking amazing. He can mop, he can sweep, he's like my best friend. I love EcoVax. I don't know. I never realized how much I needed that. Especially like in a 2-bedroom now, it just takes away like so much time off my hands. He's great. D-Bot is his name. Someone told me I should have named him like R2D2 from like Star Wars. That would have been a good idea. What else? What else? Winged, the CBD gummies. Love. They make taking CBD fun. It's like a gummy. It's like eating, it's like you have your vitamins or you have gummy vitamins. It's just more fun to take your gummy vitamins. And CBD is so beneficial to me in terms of like stress and relief and anxiety and stuff. So they're also awesome. Seed, the symbiotic, the probiotic and the prebiotic. I did so much research with this and so many people approve this specific one, so much so that all the like experts and stuff, the fact that they like it and use it themselves as well makes me feel comfortable that it's such a good thing, and it is a good probiotic. I just wasn't as aware how good it was until I did my research when they reached out, and I'm like, I switched to that one. I still need to finish up my other probiotics because I don't want them to go to waste, but I've been taking seed first. I'm gonna finish the seed, finish up my other probiotics after, and then go back to seed because it just makes the most sense. It's a pre, you get the food for the healthy bacteria and it gets all the way down. Like, it's one of the best probiotics, so love them. Those are like my notable sponsors of the year. We should do that every year. That'd be really cool. Those are my favorites that I really just, they stuck out this year. So thank you to the person who asked me that. That's a really good idea. We should do like an annual one of these every Vlogmas. I really don't think I'm gonna do Vlogmas again next year. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna finish editing up my video real quick. I still haven't gotten it out. And then get ready and start the day. Okay guys, time for matcha. I'm craving a matcha. Are we on 18, right? I lose track, okay. Oh yeah, yesterday I didn't really talk much about the matcha. It was orange dreamsicle. That just sounds like a dreamsicle, but it was really good. Okay, 18. Raspberry matcha. Pretty interesting. You know what I was like low-key and like shocked by? The unfiltered vlog. Hold on, my air fryer. A lot of you guys really like that kind of style, which is so interesting to me because it's different, but you guys like really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna try to incorporate some sort of like more chillax, chill style vlogs. But I'm like more into like the cinematic part of vlogs. So it's interesting that you guys actually enjoyed that. I mean, it makes it easier for me. It's good. It's good, but like I can taste the raspberry. It's like an aftertaste. I like it. It's different, but I like it. And I'm actually making these cauliflower like hash browns. I'm so excited because my appetite is like starting to come back, which is so great. But I bought these. They're like cauliflower hash browns. I did the air fryer because I feel like with healthier alternative stuff, you really have to like make sure it's super like well done, because like obviously like I would rather have a real hash brown. I still will eat a real hash brown. I'm just trying to be healthier. Let's do a taste test, shall we? I'm actually impressed, and I'm eating cauliflower. Cool. All right guys, it's time for that part of the video. If you are not interested in religion, I totally understand. I will pop a timestamp here if you want to skip past this. It's not your thing, totally understand. And I'm not trying to like sit here and get people to believe, and I'm not trying to like convert or anything like that. This is just my story. I feel like it's something that some people are interested in hearing about, like how I found God, and even just like saying stuff like that, or like my testimony. I feel kind of a little bit weird because I know it can come off as like super preachy, and some people just can't understand, and I totally get that. I've been there. Excuse. But I thought I would share kind of my journey to how I've become as of recently and my relationship to God. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just dive right in. So when I was younger, I was raised Christian Baptist. I grew up going to church, and it was just something that we did. I didn't really necessarily like learn anything about like the Bible or God really. Like I just knew it was almost kind of like a Santa thing, or it's just something that I thought was like, I was just told to believe, and I just thought that was like it. I didn't know you had like the right to question, or like it wasn't real, or like some people don't believe it. I just thought everyone believed in God. So it wasn't like anything that I like was super passionate about like growing up, or it wasn't like instilled on me like to the point where I was like raised super Christian. It was just something like part of my day. Sometimes we would go, sometimes we wouldn't. It was just very sporadic, and like we would pray sometimes dinner, and with family dinners especially. Like I just grew up like that. So come high school, I just didn't like it at all. I thought it was a load of BS, to be honest, and I was just getting annoyed at going to like the churches that I was going to, because the way I looked, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, but the way that I looked at like the God that they were preaching to me was like very like annoying. Like I felt like, who is this person that I have to sit there and like praise and like worship like a God? And I just felt very uncomfortable with the fact and idea of praising somebody. I just thought I was like too good for that, or I thought that was like, you have to show me first to like even get my respect. Like, who are you? How do I know you're real? Like I just had this really weird relationship with people praising somebody. It almost made me look at that God in my eyes of like who they were talking about as just like arrogant, and like I just hated it. I hated everything about it. So going to church when I got older, it like literally made me mad. Me and my mother were kind of getting in an argument a little bit. I was very feisty as a teenager, so I kind of just like pushed her buttons a little bit. Sorry, Mom, for making you go through that. So yeah, we were at a Kohl's. I remember we were getting clothes for a wedding, and we got into like a little spiff, and I was just kind of getting annoyed with how she was like talking about God, and I was saying, this is so stupid. Like I was just getting so angry because I just wasn't getting answers. Like I was getting so frustrated with how dumb can a person be to just like assume all this stuff, and I just didn't get it. I was like frustrated at the fact that I didn't get it. So we were arguing in the car. I was being a complete teenager and rude, and then we get into a really bad car accident. It was exactly right in front of a church. So that was weird. And then throughout the whole entire day, I ended up in the hospital and all this stuff, and people just kept looking at me, and like, you know when you just like see and feel something, like they just kept like touching me, and I could like feel them like looking into my soul, and they would like look at me with their eyes, and they're like, God bless, and like thank God, and like God, like I just felt a presence of God. And I think when you go through something super traumatic like that, a lot of people turn to, you know, higher beings, and they have this like almost like profound like life epiphany moment, and that's what I went through. And I dealt a lot with anxiety in school, and after that car accident I felt like my anxiety just completely subsided, because I was starting to understand that other side of God, and like having somebody on another side, or like a higher being, and I would talk to him, I would pray, and like it was just like such a weird thing. Like I literally flipped overnight, and my whole like anxiety of even going to school and stuff was gone. Like I just felt like there was so much more to life. Like it was just one of those moments where you have a traumatic experience, and you kind of just are like so thankful to be alive, and you kind of look at life in like a totally new perspective. And I was like that for a while, and then I kind of slowly died out of that. And then that was that. It was like a very small part of my high school, but when I had it, those feelings, like I was extremely happy. Like I was on cloud nine. I just felt so good. I felt like untouchable in a way. And then fast forward to the worst year of my life, which was 2020. And I went through absolute hell. And it was just, I don't know, it was like really rough. So if you guys are new and you don't know, in 2020, obviously everyone had stuff that they went through, COVID and everything. I had signed my lease to go to New York City. 2019, my dad was diagnosed with cancer my dad was diagnosed with cancer. I wanted to move to New York City. He was cured, or not cured, but like he finished radiation and all that stuff, and he was cleared. And then in 2020, so I signed a lease in 2019, and then I signed a lease in 2019 to move to New York City to kind of just like go and live my dreams, whatever. And my boyfriend at the time was gone overseas So I kind of dealt with my dad and stuff alone in 2019, and I would take him back and forth to like the cancer treatments, and it was just awful seeing him like that, and it was just like traumatic in its own way. Drank a little bit too much, partied a lot. I think I was just like mentally checked out. I was dealing with some like emotional stuff with, you know, like, I don't know, like just lots of like problems. Like it was a good year, but it was also like very, I don't know, like I just kind of I wasn't as present with life, if that makes sense. Like it was a fun year, but at the same time it was like only fun because I kind of like blocked everything out, and I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, so 2020 comes, March. It's like 2 weeks, I can't even think, but 2 weeks or a week like before I went to New York, and I was at a concert, and like I said, my dad was doing better. He was like cured and stuff, and I don't really talk a lot about my dad, but to just give you like a rundown, like if you ever dealt with anyone who has cancer, it's like really freaking disturbing. It's traumatic. It's really sad. I would go with him to get his radiation. It's like really upsetting to see people that you love like that, looking like that, and like dealing with things like that, because it's like very like inhumane, you know, like it looks like a science experiment. It's very uncomfortable, and it like messes with you a lot. So he was just really sick at the end. He had throat cancer, so he like couldn't speak. He was like getting fed out of a feeding tube. He got really thin, and then I thought like, okay, he's better now, like he's cured. And I got him like a shirt for Christmas. I remember saying like I literally beat cancer in the throat, or like I sucker punched him in the throat because he had throat cancer, like whatever. And then okay, so March comes, and I'm actually like so happy, like everything's kind of progressing. It's 2020, like everyone was so excited for 2020. It just sounds so good, 2020. I was just like in such a good space. My boyfriend was gonna be coming home after like a 3-month hiatus, New York, and it's just like a brand new decade. It was just a very exciting beginning of the year. And then as we all know, it kind of went down. But I was at a concert, and there was like this COVID thing, right? Like everyone was talking about it. It's like, oh my God, how can 2020 get worse? And it was like Twitter jokes and all this stuff of like this coronavirus with like, then people were making fun of it with like beer, and you know, like it was like in that phase. I was at a concert in Orlando, and my dad's in Tampa, and he called me that day and told me like his throat was hurting again, I think a few weeks before that. So he went to go get a biopsy, and his results were supposed to come in or something like that. So he was like still kind of somewhat in the hospital, and just kind of like, what's going on? Like, is it, I thought it was like stuff from his radiation. Like we didn't know. But he just like kind of wasn't really getting better. But he wasn't like getting worse. I don't really remember either. It was just like it was just weird that he wasn't getting better. Or feeling better. And so yeah, I was at a concert with my friends, and I hate talking about this, but I feel like it's important to talk about because I feel like that's the only way to kind of understand like where I was mentally. But he had called me right before the concert and said, hey, I'm in the hospital, like, everything's okay, but I'm just gonna stay overnight. They want to just be safe. And I was like, Dad, I can like come home, like what's going on? And he's like, no, like enjoy, whatever. And then we went to the concert. We were getting shirts after, and I like literally block it out. It's like hard to talk about too, but he was texting me like really like super sentimental texts. It was very weird because he doesn't text me like that. He was saying like, New York's so far away, I'm gonna miss you. And I thought he was like on like pain medication or something. I don't even know, but I was just like, I remember telling my cousin like, he doesn't talk to me like this. I was laughing. I was like, what the heck? He's being so sentimental. Like, and that happened just to be his last text to me. I got the call like a few hours later that he just passed. And it was so weird to me because I was like, it was such a weird thing. It was so weird because he was just fine. Like, we were just talking, and he like ensured that everything was okay, and he was fine, and then he wasn't, and then it's like, it was just a very unexpected thing, and I don't think he should have died. But if you hold on for a second, I feel like there's like symbolism in all of this. Like, I'm really just trying to like understand, like there's no right way. Like, you just, when something like this happens, you kind of just have to like, you think about it and you start making kind of like excuses for how it is okay, or it will be okay. And he was gonna get his biopsy results the day after for that he still had cancer. And the next steps, if radiation and all that didn't work, he would have to get a tracheotomy, which is that thing where you have to like, you have a hole in your throat. And I've never seen my dad afraid of anything, but he told me if he got that, he's like, put a pillow over my face, like, I don't want to deal with it, it's not happening. Like, I've never seen him afraid of anything. He was afraid of that thing. And if he was to be like told, you just went through hell for 2019 and you still have it and you're gonna have to get a tracheotomy, like, I feel like he would just already have checked out. COVID was happening, we didn't know, and if you're a cancer patient and you get sick, like, that's just like a risk that is like, I don't even know what it would have happened going through that kind of stuff and COVID around at the same time. His last text to me were just like, his exact last text to me was, I'm gonna miss you so much. It's just like, it was weird how it played out. And then he had passed the day the world shut down, which it was like, it was insane. Like, I literally feel like I still kind of feel like I live in a different like world. We all do. Like, that day, it literally flipped my whole entire world upside down. And ended up going to New York 2 weeks later just because I had furniture and all that stuff, and then I was planning on coming back, got stuck. My boyfriend got stuck overseas. I ended up being alone for 8 months in New York City during that time. And it was awful, but I'm so glad that I went through it because I've literally grown so much, and I found God and I found myself, which is huge. And I remember like I remember thinking, I would never think like this, but I just remember thinking, I'm done. Like, what's the point of this? Like, I was angry. I was like, what? You go through all these life things and there's good moments, but then it always ends in like a bad way. Like, I was just so confused with everything. It just didn't make sense. And I was just questioning so much. And I always was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was really into the law of attraction too, like the years before this, and like new age thought. And I've always been like a very spiritual person. My friend Chase tells me all the time, like, you could tell Renee's seeking, like she's constantly trying to seek. And I like would look at people who are religious. I would try to like get religious because I feel like they just had some sort of like aura or like peace around them where they just felt like protected or like not alone. And I was always jealous of that. But it's not something you can really fake, you know, like I just wish that I had that like naivety to like believe in something that I can't see. And it was just like I was in a seeking mode, you know, like growing up. But at that moment I wasn't seeking. I was pissed. I was so angry. I didn't understand. Like, I thought the world was done. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what's the point of this? Like, this is not, like, there's good moments, but like this stuff happens. And like, I just was so angry. I was so angry. And so I was just in a horrible spot. Took too many, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, prescription anxiety medications. I was drinking a lot. I was crying multiple times a day. I did all of this, and I was pretty open with it on my channel, but it was pretty rough. Like, I don't think I've like was fully open to, oh my God, it was like, I can't even describe to you how I was feeling. It was the lowest of the low. Anyway, so after all of that, I ran across a video on YouTube, Stephen Furtick, about anxiety. So I just clicked on it. I had no idea that it had to do with anything about like God or anything like that. And I didn't know it was a sermon. I didn't know he was a pastor. I just thought it was like anxiety. And so I realized it was a sermon, and then he's like, tune in on Sundays, like whatever. And I was like, this is like my last thing. Like, I literally prayed. I said, like, if this is it, if you're real, like, you gotta show me, you gotta, like, I need answers. Like, I just sat there. I was like, I'm open. I have nothing else to do. I'm freaking open. And so I tuned in on Sunday, and it was Darius Daniels. It wasn't even Stephen Furtick. And I kid you not, he preached every single thing that I was feeling, and I just lost it. I was like a ball. I was just crying. I was like, at the end, you know how they always ask you to like ask for God in your heart? I did that. I'm like, I'm literally at my wit's end. Like, I'm doing this, and if this is gonna happen, like, show me, like, because I am down to try. I have nothing else really. Like, I am so done with life right now. I'm over it. I'm angry. Like, it's almost like a last resort kind of thing. And then I started tuning in every Sunday. I was getting better. I started reprioritizing my life, realizing things about myself that I never realized. I can feel an energy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I started studying the Bible. Things were just starting to like make sense. And whether or not you're Christian or not, I'm so into religious texts, and I feel like there's so many parallels within religious texts. I think there's parallels in books about death that I've read, and it's like it all has to have a meaning. Otherwise, like, it has to be somewhat true, you know? Like, that's what I feel. And I really look at it not in a verbatim way where I'm like sitting there reading the like, or singing and worshiping all this stuff. I really have a very personal relationship with God. I think that's how it should be, because once other things get involved, or people get involved, for me, I tend to like stray away from it because it just makes me doubt and question. So I pray, I feel his presence, I'll watch church. I'm not like adamant about it. I don't have to do it every Sunday. I'm not gonna live this like pristine, perfect life. Like, I'm a human. I think we're all down here to have like a human experience, and if we weren't, what's the point of being here? And I just feel like love, this is so corny, but love is like why we're here. And I believe that there is a higher being. I believe it's an energy and a light. I feel like it's just a personal thing. And you know, I always say, like, you can place your God or your belief or whatever in any word that has to do with a higher being, and it all like clicks and makes sense. For me personally, that is God, just because I feel him and I know him, and that's just something that I realized after all of this. Is just, I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I got to like even believe in the first place and trust. And once you put your trust in him, it's insane how much I've wanted a certain things in life that I had never had the courage or answers, or like, I've been following my gut. For me, I think that's like his voice. I've been like going towards the pushes and pulls of life. So like, there's gonna be hard times again. I'm not gonna sit there and say like, if there's hard times again, like, he's not real. I know he got me out of that. That's part of life. Like, you go through these things to grow as a human being, as a soul, and to, you know, share that wisdom and help other people and connect with other people. Like, there's purpose behind all this stuff, and the only way that I can fully explain it to myself is that God or your higher being or whatever you believe in, that higher being knows eternal life and sees eternal life, whereas we here only see like our lives here on earth. So it's like, we don't understand certain things in the moment, but we will one day eventually. I just fully trust that. I've like had moments with my dad. I've seen my dad, and I've like, the things that you just can't explain. And I don't know how to explain it to people, especially if you haven't ever dealt with like a death or anything. But there's just a knowing. And I wish that it was something that I could just be like, oh yeah, press this button and it'll happen, because I want everyone to have that feeling. But I feel like it's just your personal journey, and you should just, you know, be open to receiving that energy and diving in and questioning. Allow yourself to question, allow yourself to be angry, allow yourself to like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm putting my full trust in it. And it's just been amazing so far. And I like, bad things still happen all the time, and I just can deal with them in a different way. Like I said, I fully trust it. I talk. I don't feel ever like alone anymore. And I just know that someone's always has my back. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could explain it more, but I thought that this would be interesting, because I know some people really like hearing about these stories. And if you guys are open and you want to share your testimony or what got you to believe, or if you have any experience with your personal religious beliefs or anything like that, please comment down below. I would love to read through them. I might not just respond to all of them until after Vlogmas, because I really do want to go through and actually like sit down and read and respond. But I would love that. That would be really, really cool. But yeah, that's my this is my testimony. Okay, that's corny. But you know, like, I just thought it would be fun to share with you guys. I think coming from more like law of attraction, and I still believe in the law of attraction, I still believe in like gratitude and like spirituality and all that stuff, but I think I was so gung-ho on that, where I felt like it was almost, it was a very selfish way of living. I feel like when I talk to God and all this stuff, it's not just me. I feel like my purpose here is not just for myself, it's for all of humankind and like earth, and like I just feel very included with everything, the whole universe. Whereas when I was like in a spiritual realm, it was more like guided towards like ego and pride and a lot of materialism that I didn't really connect with. And I still take the practices that I've learned and I will like utilize them now. I learned so much, but it's just more like I believe in a God and the Bible and all of that. So okay, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed that little chatty story time. Definitely opened up more than I thought I would, but it's Vlogmas, right? 'Tis the season. All right, guys, I am tired. Got the tree on. Did you guys see that city view? Look at that. It's not a city view, actually. That's actually a highway. The city view is on the other. I'll show you guys. Let's do like a little nighttime, little city look. Sparkle. There we go. There she is. So beautiful. I only sit out there with like friends and stuff, but I should go out there. I'm gonna have more time to do that, but I want to have like a morning routine set up after Vlogmas and all the craziness and read out there. That's like my quiet space. I'm like in current work state right now. So anyway, I'm gonna watch a movie, or put one on at least. I think I want to do The Holiday. I just watched Home Alone recently, but yeah, I think The Holiday it is. So I just finished editing this video. It's like 30 minutes long and now it's gonna be almost about 40 minutes because we're gonna read the Daily Stoic before I leave. March, which is like what we were kind of just talking about. Should we read the one on my dad's death day? I feel like I'm getting a calling to do it. So I'm gonna just read it from his, just in honor of my dad. Let's see what it says. Living without restriction. The unrested person who has his hand in what they will in all events is free. But anyone who can be restricted, coerced, or pushed into something against what they will is a slave. Take a look at some of the most powerful, rich, and famous people in the world. Ignore the trappings of their success and what they're able to buy. Look instead at what they're forced to trade in return. Look at what success has cost them. Mostly, freedom. Their work demands they wear a suit. Their success depends on attaining certain parties, kissing up to people they don't like. It will require inevitably realizing they are unable to say what they actually think. Worse, it demands that they become a different type of person or do bad things. Sure, it might pay well, but they haven't truly examined the transaction. As Seneca put it, slavery resides under marble and gold. Too many successful people are prisoners in jails of their own makings. Is that what you're working hard towards? Let's hope not. Okay, here's the thing about this. I don't think success equals that. I think a lot of people's success equals that. I don't think all success is like that. Success shouldn't be looked down upon, are the people who are successful, because there's so many different variables that go into their story. It's ironic that that is stated in there on that specific day, because when I left New York City, that was something I was struggling with. I just knew coming here, it's not the smartest for my success, and I did all the move and everything in New York was to work on my channel and the growth of my channel, and I was miserable. I came here and I'm instantly happy. I just followed my heart, and happiness, I can tell you firsthand, is so much more important than success. I think success is not as important as financial stability, and I think that's a whole other topic, but happiness should come first, 100%. And just following your gut and like doing what makes you happy instead of following what you think other people are gonna be happy for, or what you think that you'll be happy with. It's just all about people and love, and I don't even know. Anyway, I'm so tired, as you can tell. I'm so tired. I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Day 19, hopefully I don't quit this time. I don't think I'm gonna quit. Bye guys. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling.